to the Governors Awards 2021.
Firstly, I'd like to welcome everyone to this very special Governors Awards evening and to thank the staff at Wilsden for making sure this special annual event can still go ahead despite the difficult times we are living in. This is my 4th year as Chair of Governors at Wilsden, and although juggling the busy demands of my work life as a specialist pharmacist and my kids isn't easy, I feel very privileged to be in the role. For any of you who don't know me, my youngest daughter Isla is still here at Wilsden in Year 6, and my other daughter Emma and son Aidan both attended Wilsden Primary, but are now in Years 8 and 10 at Bingley Grammar. I am so proud and in constant awe of how Wilsden Primary and Focus Trust have dealt with the challenges and restrictions of the COVID pandemic and the various levels of lockdown. Wilsden Primary has constantly provided our children with the support and guidance regardless of whether the whole school was in lockdown or an individual class was isolating. Work has continued to be set for any children who unfortunately had to isolate at home, and this has meant that our children have been able to continue learning and achieving no matter what. Also, despite all the restrictions and difficulties the pandemic has caused, staff have literally jumped through hoops to arrange art days and trips to Nell Bank and the Year 6 residential and other wonderful events this year for our children, while still making sure all the necessary COVID regulations were observed. They have also continued with important reward schemes like Star of the Week to make sure our children know their hard work and efforts aren't going unnoticed. None of us know when the world will return to some kind of normality, but I know that everyone at Focus Trust and Wilsden Primary are working tirelessly to keep everything as normal as possible for our children. So my utmost thanks go to the leadership team, the teachers, all the support staff and my fellow governors, and to you, the parents, as we all work together to give our children a safe, fun and nurturing school environment where they can all continue to learn and grow. But most importantly, I want to say thank you to the children. This has been a hard time for us all, but particularly for children. And I am so proud of how well they have all coped in this most unusual of times. And on the few occasions I've managed to visit Wilsden Primary this year, I've just loved seeing their resilient, happy, smiling faces. Before I hand over to the staff so we can hear about some of our amazing, outstanding children and what they have achieved this year, I just want to take this opportunity to say a special thank you and goodbye. I have made the difficult decision to step down as governor at Wilsden Primary. With my youngest child leaving this summer and the announcement that my work in pharmacy and the COVID vaccination centres will not be easing at any time soon, I just can't give the role the commitment it requires. I have struggled this year not being able to dedicate the time to governance that I usually do, and I don't want to commit to another year knowing that I can't give the role my all. However, it has been an utmost honour and privilege working with the staff and children at Wilsden Primary since 2010. Firstly, helping run the Wilsden School Association, and then as a governor before taking on the role of chair 4 years ago. I have truly loved every minute of it. As I said earlier, my 3 children all attended Wilsden Primary, and they all have such amazing memories of their time at this incredible school, as do I. I feel extremely emotional leaving after a connection of 11 years, but I know that the school is in great hands and will only go from strength to strength through its great leadership and governance and the continuing support of Focus Trust. So I just want to finish by congratulating all our worthy winners and thanking all the staff for their time and effort in putting this together. Thank you.
My Governor Award this year is for someone who has taught me what resilience means from the eyes of a 5-year-old. When this child started reception, it was clearly evident and really lovely to observe the independent skills. It seemed this child was confident and was able to do things with little effort. However, things were not all okay. This child lacked confidence and got easily worried and would think about every situation and how that would make them feel. When their small circle of friends were not in school, they would come and tell me that they were unwell and needed to go home. On these days, they amazed me with their acting skills and put in extra effort to look unwell. Although this child realised that this acting was not sending them home, so they stopped. They then went through a stage where they were nervous to go to the toilet. They needed a grown-up or someone from class to be in the cloakroom at all times. Over time, this child's self-esteem has grown, as they will now happily go to the toilet on their own, refuse to go home even when they are actually poorly, and have a huge army of friends. I have been blown away with how far this child has come since September. They went through a phase where they followed what their friends did and not make their own choices. This child will now happily work with anybody and will confidently make their own choices or what they would like to do, and are not disappointed if their friends do not make the same choice. This child always puts others first and will do anything to put a smile on everyone's face. They are so happy for other children's achievements and are first to make them a card or a gift in the creative area. This child has not always found work easy. There have been times when they have stopped and returned back to the work later on in the week without being asked. It has been lovely to witness how this child has bounced back from difficult situations. They listen very carefully and have worked super hard to achieve many successes this year. This child is thoughtful, polite and kind, and a very good friend to everybody. My award this year is for Isabel. Well done, Isabel, for working super hard this year, and I'm really proud with all the achievements you have made.
Dear Francesca, I have waited a very long time to present you with this very special and well-deserved award. I feel extremely lucky having had the pleasure to see you grow and succeed over the last academic year. It has been an absolute delight to be your reception teacher. I am proud of you in so many ways. I could be here all night talking about all the wonderful things you have done this year to deserve this Governor's Award. Firstly, I want to talk about how kind you are. You are one of the kindest people I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. You are such a caring, well-mannered and thoughtful little girl who is so kind to all your friends and staff members at school. You cheer people up, Look after them and always make them smile. You are an absolute credit to your family and all of those around you, and I know you will continue to be a compassionate and caring young girl in the future. Secondly, your attitude to learning. Francesca, you always show such enthusiasm to all aspects of learning, and you always put 100% effort into everything. Every challenge, question, task and activity provided, you put your all into and always show a positive attitude to your work. During the school closures, you engage incredibly well. You shouted out the answers on live lessons and produce exceptional work. You try your absolute best with everything you do, and even when you find things challenging, you never give up. I really admire the resilience and drive you show. I know I have told your mummy and grandmas on numerous occasions throughout the year how kind and hard-working you are, but you really are a superstar. I can't forget to mention your creativity. You are continuously expressing yourself and representing your ideas, thoughts and feelings through drawing, building, role-play, stories and music. I am always blown away by your creations, especially the cards you produce for your family members. In the creative area of the classroom, you are able to mix colours, use a variety of materials and adapt your work to make it just how you want it. You are always the first to tick your name off the creative challenge sheet, and this enthusiasm is something I really admire about you. Last but not least, I must mention how funny you are. You have me and the rest of the reception in stitches every single day. During wellbeing time and mindfulness sessions, you are always making people smile with a joke or telling us a funny story. I will really miss your funny stories and your little giggle. Even when you don't know you're being funny, you are always cheering us up. I will really miss you when you go into year 1. I will miss you teaching me new ballet skills, giving me a clap and a cheer when I do something right, telling me fun and exciting stories about your weekends and your yummy takeaway Wednesdays. I really hope you will still come and see me, COVID-free times of course, on the reception door as you progress through school, and I will look forward to hearing about all those things. I am so immensely proud of you and your exceptional achievements this year. I wish you all the very best in the future. Well done, Francesca, from Miss Baker.
For Pride Star of the Year this year, I have chosen Charlie Hawksworth. Well, where shall I start? Charlie is such a kind, thoughtful and hard-working young boy who is an amazing role model for the whole school. He is a polite and well-mannered individual who is a great friend to everyone in Pride class. He will do anything for anyone. I have chosen Charlie because he always puts 100% effort into everything he does and makes sure he completes everything to his best standard, even if it does take him longer than everybody else. He always makes sure it's perfect. Charlie likes to take his time and really concentrates on what he's doing, especially with his writing, which sometimes leaves him not finishing in time. But as the year has gone on, this has been something Charlie has really worked on and was a bit conscious about, so he's persevered and worked really hard on improving his stamina for writing. This has made such a great impact on his writing progress, but also in Charlie's self-esteem. I can see just by looking at Charlie now, when he has done some writing, that he is so proud of himself because he beams with a beautiful smile and usually says, "Look how much I've written." I'm really starting to see a more creative writer coming through with Charlie, because now he isn't concentrating as much on time. He's focusing on using his imagination more to make his writing more interesting and exciting for the reader. Charlie is just an absolute pleasure to have in the classroom. His attitude to learning is second to none, and he is always looking to excel wherever possible. He doesn't let any challenge faze him, and he will always keep going no matter how many hurdles he faces. He has really built up his independence this year and is relying less on the teacher. I can remember at the start of the year, Charlie didn't really believe in himself and would always look for reassurance off an adult. Now he uses his metacognition skills effectively to aid his learning, in which has really helped Charlie grow in confidence, as it proves to himself that he can do it, and I can really see that he is starting to believe in himself now. Also, what a fantastic mathematician Charlie is. The way he can recall number facts and use his mental maths so quickly is outstanding, and sometimes puts me to shame. Charlie is just a perfect all-rounder who should be very proud of his own achievements this year, as I am. He's such a sweet, respectful and valuable member of Pride class, who always makes me smile. I and the rest of the Pride class would agree he has been the star the whole year. It has been an absolute pleasure teaching Charlie, and I will definitely miss having his happy, positive self around the class, and I wish him all the luck for next year. Well done, Charlie.
This year, my Governor's Award goes to Molly Ibsen. I am so happy to be presenting you with this award, Molly. I'd like to begin by looking right back at when you first started in Year 1 in forgiveness class. The very first thing I noticed about you was your amazing cheery smile and your positive attitude. Not a day has gone by when you haven't approached a learning task with this same beaming smile and enthusiasm. This is a real strength of yours. Even as I'm reading this now, I'm sure that if I looked over at you, I would see you smiling. You were a little bit shy at first, but your confidence has grown significantly over the year as you happily join in with everything and you love sharing your ideas and stories. Your happiness and positivity is infectious to all the people around you, and your thoughtful, friendly and bubbly personality has been a delight to have in the classroom. You are so kind and caring, and you will go out of your way to help anyone, including me as I endlessly drop my pens and highlighters all over the floor. You are such an excellent role model and demonstrate the Wilsden way in everything that you do, particularly when sharing your love of learning. Every day you come into school ready and eager to learn, and of course with that beautiful smile. Over the year, you have developed your resilience, which has gone from strength to strength, and you have become less afraid of making mistakes by realising that we can learn from these. I admire your hard-working attitude and you have impressed me so much. I've loved reading all of your writing as you try so hard to make it as detailed as possible and improve it by listening to feedback. You were particularly proud of your report all about the Great Fire of London. Even when you found something difficult, you've not let this stop you and you've had a go. You've risen to every challenge this year and you've never given up. I've seen this in your maths when you found some problem-solving questions very challenging, but giving up wasn't even an option, as you kept trying and working so hard to overcome this. As soon as you'd achieved this, I was once again met with one of your biggest smiles and you were so proud of yourself. Your positivity shines through and helps you achieve your best. You really deserve this award and I am so proud of everything that you've achieved this year, and you should also be really proud of yourself too. Well done, Molly, and keep smiling.
I've chosen Ella Tetley as my Star of the Year because she has an excellent attitude to learning. She always produces work of a high standard and excels herself every day. She listens well, reading and writing stories, solving problems and reasoning in maths. Ella is a confident, articulate, independent girl who is ready for Year 3. Ella can always be relied upon to answer my questions. I'm extremely proud of Ella's progress in all areas of the curriculum. Her favourite subject is maths and she is a great mathematician. Ella loves working with money and learning her times tables. Ella said she wants to be a teacher. I think she'll be an amazing teacher because she is kind and caring, thoughtful and clever. Ella is a lovely girl who always encourages all the children in her class. She encourages them to do their best. Ella is friendly, positive towards all the children in her class and the rest of the school. She will help anyone in need, including me. Thank you, Ella. As Ella moves to Year 3, I know she'll continue to do her best in everything she does, listening well and improving her work. It's been a privilege to teach Ella, and I think she's going to be whatever she sets her mind to be. I wish you all the best in the future. Keep working hard and you will continue to be successful. Well done, Ella. You are a star.
This year, I have picked my Star of the Year for lots of different reasons. Leia, I have picked you because of your kind, caring personality. It's been beautiful to see how you interact with children both inside and outside the classroom. You will always go out of your way at playtime or lunchtime to make sure that if someone's by themselves, they have somebody to play with or dance with or create a gymnastics routine with. Inside the classroom, it's lovely to see how you work as part of a team to complete maths challenges, or you will ask for help from other children who are phenomenal at spellings or could really help you with your sentence structure. And you will always ask for that support when you need it to improve your work and do the best that you can do. Thank you this year for how you've always checked in with me after a playtime or a lunchtime. It's so lovely to have those conversations, and even after a weekend you'll ask if I've had a lovely time and check in on what I've been doing. You should be really proud of everything that you have achieved whilst at Wilsden, not just this year but throughout your whole time. This year you've worked so hard whilst remote learning, logging into every lesson, doing the work to the best of your ability and asking for the support when you need it. You came to every lesson with a huge smile on your face, and the smile and the excitement and the enthusiasm was infectious for the rest of the class and myself. You really, really deserve this award. Thank you for all your hard work this year, and I wish you the very best of luck with your move and your next adventure. Congratulations from me and Max.
Good evening. I am very excited tonight to present the Star of the Year Award for Optimism class to Charlotte Schofield. Charlotte, where do I start? You are one of the happiest, bubbliest and kindest children I have met, and always enter the classroom full of life with a big smile on your face to greet me and Mrs. Sigmund and all of your class friends. You have excelled in all areas of the curriculum this year, and this is down to your positive and motivated mindset. You approach all of your lessons with a great learning attitude, and when you do find things challenging, you never ever give up. You seek out ways to find solutions to the problems or use the enable table or resources in the classroom to help you with your work. And then you go beyond yourself and your own learning to help other children find solutions too. I often find you sat with a partner talking about the work that has been set and how you can make your work even better. The vocabulary you use clearly shines through from your love of reading, which is having a huge impact on the progress you have made in your writing this year. Each time you are given feedback on your work, you use this and make sure that you are using it to improve your work in the next lesson. Your love of reading, Charlotte, impresses me every day. I love hearing the impressive recount you tell me each morning of the chapters of you have read the night before in your Harry Potter books. It is something I look forward to every morning, and I hope you can catch me on the corridor next year to keep me updated on the progress with your journey with the Harry Potter series. It has been so lovely for your enthusiasm for reading to be passed on to the other children in the classroom with lots of your lovely book recommendations. You have also taken your classroom jobs very seriously in keeping the book area and enable table in good working order. Charlotte, you have gone out of your way to welcome each new child that enters our classroom this year to help them feel part of the Wilsden family. Your kindness shines through in everything that you do in the classroom, but also in the playground too, and in the dining hall. You always ensure that your friends feel involved and listen to everybody's viewpoint. This makes you a great friend that clearly everybody wants to be around. Mrs. Sigmund and myself have also appreciated all your help around the classrooms with the little jobs. You are so reliable. Charlotte, you really have been a star this year in our class, and I know that you will do very well next year, and this is down to your positive attitude towards learning. Me and Mrs. Sigmund wish you all the best for the future. You really are a star.
Amelia, we are very excited to be able to present this award to you tonight. This year has been so very different to any other in many different ways, but you've handled it so well and with a smile on your face. You continue to put your very best effort into everything you do, whether it be in school or through remote learning, and we are always so proud of your hard work.
Whilst it is incredibly difficult to adapt to working online through Teams, or at least for us anyway, there has been no difference in the quality of the work you have produced throughout the year, and it has really kept us going through the difficult lockdown periods.
It isn't just your hard work that we admire, Amelia. It's your kind and caring attitude and how thoughtful you are. You are one of the quieter children in the class, but you stand out in many other ways because it's impossible not to notice how you treat other people. You support your classmates and your friends whenever they need it. They might be struggling with their work, need some help with their spellings, a group task, or need a friendly face if they aren't having the best day. You are always there for them, and it is so clearly appreciated by everyone around you, including us.
We love that you challenge yourself whenever you can, and we're so proud of you when you chose to enter the Young Writers Short Story Competition and were chosen to have your writing published. Keep pushing yourself to whatever you hope to achieve in the future, and we know that you will achieve great things. It has been an absolute pleasure to teach you and watch you grow in confidence throughout the year. We hope that you have enjoyed being part of organisation class this year and are looking forward to a fantastic year in Year 5.
Well done, Amelia.
Well done.
My award goes to Emily Drake Booth. There are so many things I want to tell you about Emily, but there just isn't time. So I'll start with her smile, which lights up the room and helped me through lockdown. She's such a positive, happy individual and has to be one of the most polite and well-mannered individuals I've had the privilege to meet. She's sensitive and caring and a good friend to everybody in collaboration class. I've chosen Emily not just for her happy disposition, but for her resilience. She won't mind me saying that at the start of the year, she felt very nervous about Year 5 and was struggling with her maths. Emily has given 100% to her studies, even when things have been tricky, and this has reaped rewards for her. She has made amazing progress in maths and her confidence has soared. She's able to put her hand to anything now and often supports others in class. Emily even has the courage to let Mr. Piers know when she isn't happy, often giving him the death stare of disapproval. At the start of the year, Emily seemed so quiet that I often didn't know that she was there. As the year has progressed, Emily has faced unusual events, being in a class of 10, which she took full advantage of, and learning from home. But she never let any of this faze her. She's continued to stay positive and have a happy outlook. When working in groups, Emily is very supportive and knows just how to lead her group in order to achieve her goals. She gets very upset when people do not follow her instructions. Emily cheers everybody up in class and always has a story to tell about mum running late or her sister driving her mad. This makes us all laugh. Emily is a bubbly, friendly individual who tries her best while accepting that she will not always find it easy. This kind of hard work and determination will ensure that she achieves everything she wants in life. I'm so lucky because I've been able to spend a whole year with an amazing individual who has a love for learning and never gives up. Congratulations, Emily, and thank you.
First and foremost, congratulations, Elsie. You deserve it. What can I say about Elsie Grange? There is so much that could well take a long time, so I hope you're sitting comfortably. I think that Elsie would be the first to agree that back in September she was still developing her confidence and wasn't really sure how to react to me. Was I being serious or not? I needn't have worried because by the time we were in lockdown she had already come into her own and was beginning to take part in the odd joke or two as well as creating some of her own. I am so proud of the commitment she has shown in all her work, not just in school but also during remote learning, asking questions, enjoying picking backgrounds for teams. Even though there were times when the odd floating head would appear behind her, she was never discouraged. I'm sure she won't mind me sharing the time she clearly gave away her own thoughts about remote learning to you all. Elsie had been isolating at home, waiting for the results of her PCR test, and had joined the class remotely from home. The next thing I remember was that halfway through the lesson, she announced to the class that she was negative and would be back that afternoon. As clear an indicator as ever as to how much she enjoyed remote learning and how much being at Wilsden means to her. Her growth in confidence and maturity has been even more amazing when you think of the year we have all just had. The first lockdown ending her time in Year 4, the fact there has been no swimming, no trips, no visitors into school, and that every break time she has had to spend with the same people all the time, including me. She never wavers in her support and friendship for others, and on those rare occasions when she has lost her temper, she is always first to recognise and apologise for any mistakes. I know Elsie is now more than ready for her final year at Wilsden, which I am sure will involve many twists and turns. She now has the confidence to meet these head-on and will, I'm sure, be delighted by the results. So like I said at the beginning of my speech, congratulations, Elsie Grange.
Miss Bradley and I have chosen Isla as our Star of the Year. Isla has always seemed to be completely comfortable and confident with who she is. She doesn't feel a need to conform or change herself to fit in with other people. She remains true to herself, even if it doesn't fit the norms. She knows that true happiness comes in just being honest with yourself. This is a trait that a lot of adults can be envious of. It's a very mature outlook on life. Isla is always happy, always enthusiastic. She radiates positivity, and anyone who has spent any amount of time with Isla will tell you that they come away feeling better for it. She has an infectious positive personality and has a real knack for making people feel comfortable and welcome. Her sense of humour is fabulous, but she never laughs at other people's expense. Isla will be greatly missed at Wilsden. It will be very strange not seeing her skipping down the corridor in her shorts, even in the depths of winter. We will miss not having her in the playground, refereeing the football, or eating her healthy snacks. We can't wait to hear all about the amazing things she achieved at high school. Come back and tell us, Isla. Well done.
The person I have chosen for my Star of the Year is someone who is incredibly kind and truly selfless. I have chosen them for their passion, enthusiasm and determination that they put into everything they do. They give 110% all the time and always strive to achieve their best and are always willing to challenge themselves. They cover all of the Wilsden values with ease, and they are always ready to learn, always keep themselves safe and others, and couldn't be more respectful if they tried. This person has been an absolute joy to teach this year, and they have achieved so much despite the disruptions they have had to their learning. They are a ray of sunshine and are never seen without a smile on their face. They radiate positivity wherever they go, and they have been an absolute asset to Wilsden Primary School. Well done, Soundland. I am talking about you. You couldn't have been in a more appropriate class, as you are the definition of compassionate. You care so much about other people and are a fantastic role model to everyone, children and adults. You should be incredibly proud of everything you have achieved and be proud of the person you are. Keep being you and don't change for anyone. Well done.
Good evening. I'm really pleased to be able to announce the Executive Heads Award. I'm so lucky to have had a little bit of choice, but it's been such a difficult choice as well because the nominations put forward have obviously been of a very high calibre, so it has been a really, really difficult choice. But this person has been nominated because she's always polite and respectful to everyone in school, whether that be younger students, her peers, or members of staff. And she tries her hardest in everything she does, giving 100% all of the time. She's really thoughtful and kind, and she constantly has a smile on her face that cheers everyone up around her. I might add as well that she's a mean baker, not that that's had anything to do with my decision at all. But congratulations to Amy Galbraith in acceptance. The Executive Head Award goes to you this year for 2021. Well done, Amy. Very, very proud of you.
Jenna Voller, what can I say about you? The most obvious thing would be well done. You've just won the Head of School Award 2021. And truly, you deserve it. Jenna, you're kind, you're caring, you're funny, you're hardworking, and you're conscientious. And none of those are a new thing. Jenny, you've been like that every single day for as long as I remember knowing you. And it's that consistency to the positive attributes that has won you this award. I could write pages and pages about the Wilsden way and how you demonstrate the values. You always accept people for who they are. You always help other children. You're always happy to work with anybody, play with anyone, and you show a real friendship and compassion. You smile. No matter what's going on, you keep smiling and you show a real love for everything you do. Never forget that, never lose that. Your school report, wow. Every single subject marks as always tries hard. And I just want to take 2 seconds to share with everybody some of the comments that Mr. Piers has made, and hopefully so that you always remember them. Jenna never gives less than 100%. She's conscientious and caring, often helping others. She sets high, fantastic standards, both in attitude to learning and as a pupil. She's an example to the rest of the year group. And it's that kind of thing, Jenna, which is why you've won this award this year. But I will take issue with Mr. Piers because you're not just an example of the Wilsden way, and you're not just an example to the rest of the year group. For me, you are a shining example to the entire school and community, and you should be extremely proud of yourself for this. Jenna, it's been a real privilege and absolutely my pleasure to present you with this award this year. I'm so proud of everything that you are achieving. Well done.
This is my first year giving out the Sports Award, and when I received the nominees, there was one name that stood out to me. Well done, Harry Wood. I know Harry a little bit because of the fact he's a member of the junior leadership team, but as we have had no official meetings this year, it has been great to hear and read about his sporting achievements. Harry was nominated because all the teachers who have taught in PE this year have noticed an important change: his confidence. They have all mentioned how he is now so much more willing to take part in team sports, and more importantly, how he is enjoying doing this. A great sportsman is someone who plays well alone and in a group, and Harry is demonstrating this both in his lessons and at playtime, joining in football and having fun. I know this growth in confidence can only continue next year, and I look forward to hearing about his latest sport exploits. Well done, Mr. Wood.
Miss Bradley and I have chosen Ronan for the Music Award. Ronan loves music of all kinds. Whenever his teachers play any type of music in class, he just has to smile and dance. He moves amazingly well to the beat and has some fantastic crazy dance moves which the whole class find themselves joining in with. Ronan loves to learn about the different aspects of music in his lessons. He enjoys finding the pulse in a piece of music and will talk about what he likes about it as well as what he can hear. He also loves to sing along, when we're allowed. It doesn't matter whether we are listening to the Beatles or rap music, Ronan always gets involved. When it comes to playing the glockenspiel, Ronan finds it really tricky. However, he has persevered and shown his fantastic resilience, and now he can play a simple tune all on his own. He will even try to help others by showing them which notes to play. The same can be said when we are creating our own rhythms and melodies. Ronan is always eager to have a go and share his compositions with others. Music is such an important part for Ronan. It's lovely to watch him enjoy it in school. Well done, Ronan.
This year the Science Award goes to Sam Aspinall, and this is what Miss Terry had to say about Sam. Sam flourishes in science. He really comes out of his shell as he is bursting to share all of the facts he knows. Discussions in science have really helped his confidence as well as developing his oracy skills. He has a real interest in animals as he has a variety of pets at home, from chickens to bees. This allows him to use his prior knowledge to support new learning such as food chains, life cycles and habitats that we have learnt about this year. In every unit of science, he has wowed me with a new fact and is really developing his scientific vocabulary. He loves working scientifically and took a leading role in experiments about the best conditions for plants to grow. He gave valuable, detailed suggestions about what we should do and predictions about what would happen. He watched carefully and observed them over time, noticing the changes and sharing his enthusiasm with others. When it comes to pattern seeking, Sam has really developed this way of working scientifically, again using his prior and new knowledge to support him. Congratulations, Sam, and well done.
Artist of the Year at Wilsden Primary. Zil Malik, it's you. I'd just like to say Zil is an incredibly talented artist with an excellent eye for detail. His artwork is creative and unique. Throughout Key Stage 1, you've produced wonderful artwork from sketching using charcoal to painting using watercolours. Every piece of artwork has its own special flair. Zil thinks carefully about his starting points and takes great pride and care in his work. He knows just how to make his artwork stand out and shine. This year his work has inspired his peers and he's enjoyed acting as a coach to support others. Miss Terry and I are so proud of you because you've continued to develop and improve and achieve greatly. I cannot wait to see what pieces of art you produce in the future. Well done, Zil.
For the Perseverance Award this year, I've chosen someone who was in my challenge group when we first started doing challenge time. They used to come in extremely shy and not speak and try and avoid answering any question or even looking at anybody. Slowly they opened up, and now, 4 years on, they're in year 6. Before I reveal the winner, I think it's important to mention and to comment on the resilience and perseverance of every single child in school and probably the country have shown over the last 2 academic years. They've not been normal years, and children have been brave, kind, careful and mature. And that's exactly the same for the young man that I'm presenting this award to now. Miles Ridley. This year, the winner of the Perseverance Award is you. You have gone from a child who wouldn't speak to the child who volunteers to take on role play parts and become a waiter in class, according to Miss Bradley, playing the role excellently and convincingly. Miles didn't like remote education, but persevered throughout lockdown and remote learning, handing in every single piece of work and attending every single live session. Miles says he doesn't think he's any good at writing. Miss Bradley and Mrs. Wright think different. His report said, "I think Miles should be kinder to himself. He has some wonderful ideas and can often inject his own personality into his writing." Miles, despite how he might feel, tries hard in everything that he does. He puts maximum effort into everything and he makes excellent progress. He does really, really well. When I asked Mrs. Wright and Miss Watson, they said, "Miles is extremely quiet in class and quite often struggles, but he never gives up. His work has improved greatly over the last year and his confidence is growing. Robin Wood was a real challenge for Miles, but he showed great perseverance and overcame many challenges. Miles is very quiet and found Robin Wood a huge challenge. Although he found some aspects of the trip extremely difficult, he came through this and pushed through and thoroughly enjoyed himself in the end. Miles, it's really been great to see you grow over the years. Keep persevering and you will achieve everything that you ever set your heart on. Well done, Miles. You really deserve this award. Thank you."
It gives me great delight to announce that the English Award of 2021 goes to Dean from Pride Class. This is what your teacher has to say why you deserve this award, Dean. Dean is such an enthusiastic and creative writer who always makes his writing so interesting to read. He has a huge love for reading. He will happily do this when he has any spare time and every night at home. Dean always gets so excited when we are reading a new key text or new book for story time, as he always likes to share his ideas and opinions and predictions of the characters and events. Dean was particularly excited when Raving Readers was introduced, and every morning he would ask for his tick because he just loved to read every night and show this off to his friends. He can talk with pleasure about the books he reads and in great detail, and can recommend books to others. As Dean loves to read, you can see his flair of writing developing from this. As you read his writing, you can really imagine Dean saying it as his personality just shines through. He has become such an imaginative and descriptive writer that I love reading his work. If he could, Dean would happily do a big write every day as he has such a love for writing stories. Dean, this award is very well deserved. Well done.
Hello, good evening. It is Miss Terry and I's absolute pleasure to announce the Wilsden Primary School Maths Award for this year. And the Maths Award will go to
Delilah from Optimism class. Delilah is a fantastic mathematician with a positive, hard-working attitude. In every aspect of maths, she tries her hardest and demonstrates her understanding through detailed explanations in both reasoning and problem solving. She always shows great resilience and puts 100% effort into her work, even if she finds something difficult. She won't give up and think carefully about what she can use to support her.
Delilah uses accurate mathematical vocabulary, which strengthens her maths decisions, as well as using this to further her learning. She's excellent at learning and recalling her times tables and applies these in other areas of maths and to solve problems. Delilah has taken on the role of a coach in the classroom and has been able to apply her mathematical knowledge to support and coach other children. She has the ability to coach those other children effectively, step by step.
Delilah is an all-round superstar in maths, and she's impressed us very much, including Mrs. Deering. Very well deserved, Delilah, and well done.
Congratulations.
Good evening again. Well, it's my great pleasure to announce the winner of the Wilsden Way Award. The Wilsden Way has been in place now for just a little over 18 months, and it really has helped us to concentrate our attention on the values that we really want to promote at Wilsden Primary School. And we're so, so proud of the children for stepping up and really living out those values day to day. But there has to be a winner for an award, doesn't there? And we've had some nominations. It's been a really, really difficult choice. But if I could just read you a couple of the comments for this person's nomination. And that is that she's always ready and keen to learn. And that's partly what it's about, being ready to learn in class. She's so kind and caring, and she not only represents the Wilsden Way, but she helps others to achieve that too. And that's just the way she is. She always shows the Wilsden Way. So congratulations to Pooja Mistry in Optimism, and very, very well done. We're all so proud of you. Well done. Hello there. It's my lucky pleasure to be able to share with you the results of the Staff Award for 2021. And thank you for all your nominations and all the reasons. It's absolutely amazing to share with staff your comments that you've sent in, whether that member of staff has been a winner or not. It's always really, really uplifting, so thank you. I'm just going to read through a few comments that you've made about this winner. And that is to say that this person is always so helpful and happy to see the children, even when they're working in another classroom. They always say good morning, always greeting the child by the name. And all the children love this person. She's really friendly and enthusiastic. I've just told you it's a she. I've been really trying hard. It's very difficult. And this is just how somebody should be in a primary school. A very wonderful, cheery, happy, positive and friendly lady. Always really cheery and welcoming in the morning. She always smiles a lot and she's welcoming to the children. My child always looks forward to her time with this person, and she gets my vote too because she's a lovely asset to the school. She's super delightful and my boys love her and are really happy if she covers in their class. She's also a great support to another of my children too. Thank you. This adult always has the biggest smile on her face. She's so welcoming to everybody, especially the children as they enter the classroom, and she's an absolute asset to the school. This adult is always happy and greets all the children who pass the door in the same cheery manner. And even my son, who does not yet attend school, and younger children that are childmind for, she's so supportive of all the children, as evidenced when she taught my child on Teams over lockdown, and she's really positive in all her interactions with them. She has a great relationship with parents and regularly makes time to mention me at the door for things that my daughter has enjoyed or done well with. My daughter has loved her time being taught by this adult this year, and thank you so much. This adult has inspired my daughter in music and PE this year, and she's come home able to name instruments and loves the PE sessions, sharing the skills-based games with us in mini PE. And she's always really smiley and very cheerful. Thank you. This adult has done an absolutely amazing job looking after, and I'll tell you the class now, which narrows it down a bit, looking after Optimism during the tough year we've had. And she's always upbeat and happy to see the children. And I'm absolutely delighted, and it is a very, very deserving winner, and that winner is Sarah Zigmund. Well done, Sarah. A big congrats from everybody here at Wilsden. Thank you. Good evening again. Well, as this ceremony draws to a close, it just falls to me to say a few thank yous. Firstly, I'd like to say a big thank you to the children first and foremost. They make us proud every single day. We have our absolutely hilarious moments. We have our moments where we're just happy and smiling because the children make us happy and smiling. We have other moments as well, but in the grand scheme of things, it's such a happy school, and that's down to the lovely children who attend Wilsden Primary School. And again, in turn, that's down to the lovely parents that we have as well. And thank you for choosing Wilsden Primary School and sending your children to be with us during the day. Thank you for trusting us. We really do appreciate it, and we will carry on doing our best to meet the needs of all of the children and make them happy in their learning and proud to attend such a lovely school. I'd also like to thank the staff. They make us equally proud, certainly make me equally proud. There are times when I feel that I've got such a lot of pride I could burst, and it's such a lovely staff. You know, the children are very lucky. They're so dedicated to the children, and they do their best for them day in and day out. So a big thank you to the staff. And a special mention to Mrs. Deering, our deputy head, and Mr. Chadwick, our head of school, who have that day-to-day, I'm not here every day, but day-to-day, they really do make sure that Wilsden Primary is a very well-oiled machine. And, you know, there's been lots of improvements throughout this year, and I'm very grateful as well to Mrs. Deering and Mr. Chadwick for that. Again, you're perhaps not aware, in these strange times, we haven't seen a great deal of members of the central team from Focus Trust, but I do want to reassure you that there's an awful lot of work going on in the background, certainly work with our teachers and our staff. We certainly work with the leadership team at Wilsden Primary, and just the fact that we are now ready and we would welcome an inspection team into Wilsden Primary School shows you just how far we've come, and that's down to the support, in part down to the support that we've received from Mrs. Tandy, Mrs. Rowland, Mr. Marlowe, who has been working with us, and other members of the central team. So thank you to Focus Trust as well. I'd also like to say a big thank you to governors. Again, it's been a really strange year, but you might not have seen them around as much as we would have liked to have seen them. But that's not down to the fact that they're not interested, because they're very interested. But we've done an awful lot of virtual meetings. They've been itching to get into school, but we just want to make sure it's absolutely safe. So thank you very much to governors for taking such an interest in Wilsden Primary School and making sure that you're keeping us on the right track. We have a very large governing body, and as such, we have, well, 4 of our governing bodies have tendered their resignations, sadly, for September. So this is going to be their last term of engagement with Wilsden Primary School. So Andrew Marlowe and Tracy Thornton, who are also members of Focus Trust. Andrew Marlowe is on the central team, and Tracy Thornton is a head teacher at Manor Green. Thank you very much for your involvement over the last few years. Also, a big thank you to Elaine Shoesmith, and she's had the responsibility for being our safeguarding governor. Our grateful thanks go to you. Thank you very much. And the last, but certainly by not the least, governor that we're saying goodbye to at the end of this term is Jane Wilkins, who is also a parent. I'm sure you probably know her a lot better as she is a member of the community and she is a parent. Thank you very much, Jane, for your hard work over the last few years. You've had a long association with Wilsden Primary School, and we're very, very grateful for your contribution to the smooth running of Wilsden Primary School. Thank you very, very much. Finally, we've had a few donations from community interested participants within the community who have helped this event actually take place. So that is Arundel Butchers, Lockwood Sandwiches, the Co-op have donated, the Ling Bob, Wilsden Sweet Centre, the Village Fisheries, the Villager Pub, Farrah's Opticians, Strands, Wilsden Autos, and Carol R. Cook as well is donating her services for our tea party, which will happen a bit later on. And do enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope you love these last few moments of our Governor's Award Ceremony 2021. I'll leave you with the children. Bye. Thank you.
Laugh me a laugh, grin me a grin, and then I know that we can win. Dance me a dance, joke me a joke, and blow the clouds away. You gotta play me a tune, or sing me a song, and we can help push life along. Just you and me, come on and see, together we'll be okay. Open the door, open your heart, and then we've got somewhere to start. Just turn around, look what we found. Today's a brand new day. You gotta run with me now, I'll show you how. The world is waiting, take a bow. Show them it's you, what you can do. Together we two can win. A rock on Tommy, dance to a tune that this guitar sings. A rock on Tommy, just get up and spread your wings. Spread your wings, follow me through into the sun, and we can smile at everyone. You gotta join in with me, then we are free. It isn't hard to do.